Hello everyone, it's Renee. Welcome back to my channel, Lovely Lavender Wishes. I hope you're having a very blessed day today. So today, y'all, we are starting in 1 Corinthians. But before that, I literally just got this package about 5 minutes ago, and I wanted to open it up here on camera so y'all can see the new journaling Bible I got. I got this one from christianbook.com. I think it was $19.99 plus shipping, but $20 for this big book. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's the printed True Tone Summer Garden one. It's the Journaling Bible Interleaved Edition. So if you want the same one, make sure you get the Interleaved Edition. Okay, so look at this, y'all. It is soft covered. It's thick. It's by Crossway. It's the ESV version. It's really pretty, y'all. I love the way it feels. It's, you know, it's just, I love this. So here, let me move this. And so when you open it up, you've got this introductory page right here. And the pages seem about as thick as these, maybe a little thinner. So you are going to have to be careful of bleed through on this one. Just like any Bible, I'm always careful of bleed through. So I usually, prep my pages all the time. So it gives you the books of the Bible in alphabetical order, an introduction, a preface, whatever you call it, features included in this edition, and then it goes into the Old Testament. And what an interleaved Bible is, it is usually columns, but then they always give you a blank page on the opposite side. So this is awesome, y'all. I'm so excited about this. So you'll probably see me working in both my Dayspring Illustrated Bible with the spiral bound and this one, because I'm running out of some spaces. And plus, sometimes I just want a full blank page to work on, to maybe do collage on or whatever. And that way I'm not covering up my words. So I've never had an interleaved Bible before. I've always worked with either a column on the side or a bigger column like this, but now I've got a full blank page. So I'm excited, y'all. So here it is. That's why it's thick, because you always have a blank page after every other page. And sometimes it's on the right side, sometimes it's on the left. But I love it. Love it. Look at this. So this will be the next Bible that I will be working in. And since it's soft cover, it lays pretty flat, so I think we'll be able to fill it up. But of course, it's going to get chunky like any other Bible. And then I'll have to retire this one. But it's kind of like faux leather. It's just this really pretty brown that I like. And I love this cover right here. So that's my new Bible, y'all. So you'll see that popping up soon. But I still have a lot I can do in this Bible, so I plan on making as much use as I can out of this Bible. Okay, so to move on, we are going to be working in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, the role of God's servants. Now, at this point, Paul has written a letter to the church in Corinthians, and this is just one of his letters. They're thinking there may have been 3 or 4 letters, or maybe even more, and some of them got lost because he references a couple other letters. But we have 1st and 2nd Corinthians, so we have 2 of his letters. And here in this verse, we're looking at verses 5 through, I guess it'd be like 15. Actually, no, just 5 through 9. I'm going to focus on 5 through 9. So it says, what then is Apollos? What is Paul? So, okay, during this time, some people started following Apollos, which was another guy preaching. Some were saying, they're Paul's disciples, they're Apollos' disciples, they're whoever's disciples, instead of Jesus' disciples. And so Paul is trying to put them straight, saying, you're not following people, y'all. You're following Christ. You're following Jesus. So just like us today in our, pastors and preachers and churches, and we're like, what church do you go to? And what church do you go to? And who do you follow? And who's your pastor? And yeah, we know him. And, but that's not what it's all about. It's not about following the pastors. It's about following Jesus. So he says, what then is Apollos? What is Paul? They are servants through whom you believed, and each has the role the Lord has given. So the Lord gives us all different roles. I planted, Apollos water, but God gave the growth. So we can plant, we can water, but only God gives the growth. So then neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who gives the growth. Again, only God who gives the growth. That's the important part right there. Now he who plants and he who waters are one, and each will receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are God's co-workers. You are God's field, God's building. Oh my gosh, y'all, I love that. So this page is going to be about God. Only God can, like, we can plant, we can water, but only God can grow the seed. And then this page that I'm going to do at another time, this on the opposite page, is going to be that we are God's field. And that's the page that I am going to be using these flowers on that we made in a previous video, the paper flowers. So this is going to be the field. This is God watering, this is the field. So go get your flowers and save those for this page. But for today, and for now, we're going to work on this page about God watering. And what I'm going to be using, I just printed them out. I'm going to use this smaller watering can and her head. This is one for sure by Charlene Warwick. Okay, y'all, so that last page, that last Bible journaling page I did, let's see, this page, I misspoke. This was not a Charlene Warwick image. I got it from one of the groups that she's in, and so I just assumed it was hers. But it was another girl, Vanessa something. I wrote it down in the description box. So I edited my video in the description box and let you all know. This is from my Soul Sisters Bible Journaling Facebook group, and it was a lady that posted it in there and said we can use it. So that is where she comes from. Some people were asking me, I can't find it, and I had to search. I put it in the wrong folder in my computer. So I have so many images, y'all, and I really, really try to put who did what image on each one. And for that one, for some reason, I missed the name of the girl who did it. But her name is like Vanessa something. I wrote it again in the description box. Isn't she? I mean, she's gorgeous. She's a gorgeous picture. I love it. So, yeah. So check that out. Okay, so we're going to be using Charlene Warwick's image here. She gave this to us in one of my Facebook groups. Again, I'm in so many Facebook groups, y'all. She probably has this in her Etsy shop if you want to purchase it. Most of her purchases, her things are like 1 or 2 sheets. Those are like $1.50. And then if it's like 3 or 4 sheets, they're like $3.50 or $3.49, something like that. Again, I'm not good with prices, remembering every single price because there's so much stuff out there. But okay, the first thing we're going to do is I am going to grab my brush here, and I am going to put down fossilized amber, some distress ink over the page. We're going to just brighten our page up. And I love how this color just reacts. I love it. I did prep my page, which means I spread a clear coat of gesso. I had a couple people ask me about this because they're new to Bible journaling. Yay, I'm so excited that you're here. Happy welcome. Happy crafting. So clear, transparent gesso is the kind you want, because if you just get white gesso, let me grab that one. Oh, you know what? I think I moved it. I don't have it. It's in the other room. So it's another, it comes in like another tube. It can come like this. Gessos come in different things. It could come in like kind of like a glue tube. But if you get white gesso and you put it over, it's like white paint. It's going to cover all your words. So you want clear, transparent gesso. And some gessos are not made the same, because I have put some clear gessos on that were gritty. And if they're gritty, when you're trying to rub, ink and stuff like this on it, it gets in the way a little bit. You'll get a texture. You'll get the gritty texture, which is fine if that's what you want. But if you want it smooth, you want to make sure you get the clear, transparent gesso smooth. Sometimes they'll say smooth on them. This one I just chanced and it works. So this is an Art Basics one. Another one I had, I forgot what it was called. It was the one I got from, it might have been Art Basics as well, but it came in like a tube. I got from Michael's, and it was a clear, transparent gesso as well, and that was a smooth one. And then there was another one that I ordered when I first started doing this, and I'm trying to see if I have it. I don't have it around. I reorganized my room and I moved all my paints and gessos, but that one was like a gritty one, and I did not like it at all. I didn't like the feel of it. It was very bumpy, and when I try to put stickers on and stuff, it really affected that. So yeah, Art Basics have been good. You could probably, Liquid Text. Liquid Text was the other one. that I found that was smooth. And maybe you can buy it when it says, you know, how it says, it'll say smooth on it, smooth, transparent gesso. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what I use. So now I'm going to put some darker spots in areas, lighter spots. And we had such a beautiful weekend, y'all. So beautiful. And now I'm looking out the window and it looks like another storm's coming in. But that's good. During the week, I kind of don't mind storms because then that makes me stay in and not go and do stuff. And I can stay in and do stuff around here and craft. And, ooh, I think that was thunder I just heard. Talking about the storms. So, yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the storms. Okay, so since this was a distress oxide, it's going to react with water. So I'm going to grab a paper towel. Since we talk about how God waters things, I want to put some water on my page. I'm going to get the droplet look. So I'm using my distress sprayer. This is one of the best ones I found. It was $4.99 at Hobby Lobby, but I used my 40% off coupon when they had them. Tim Holtz, a lot of his stuff will go on sale. You can make big drops with this one or little drops like sprays. So I'm going to do like a combo of both. The less you press on it, the bigger drops you'll get, and the harder you press on it, you'll get the spray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that sit there for just a tad. And the water now is starting to act or react with the oxide, the ink. Oops, and this one is dripping. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in and just kind of dab it up a little. And since it's yellow, you might have a harder time seeing this, but oh yeah, I can see it close up. I'll try to bring it close up to the camera so y'all can see it. See, it picks up the color. And now you're gonna get like droplet looks. Ooh, I like it. Yeah, you can see it close up, but I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be able to see it on camera, but let me see. Let me try to bring it up a little bit. Well, maybe you can. You can see it a little bit. But you can see the real cool details when it's close up. Let me see if I can. You see these like dots? That's like a good area right there. You can see where I let it drip, bigger drips, and let it just kind of soak in, and then I picked up the ink. Whoops, sorry, y'all. Just knocked the camera. Okay? So you can see in different areas, and then you can see, you can tell with the little droplets and the bigger droplets. Okay? So it just gives you a cool look, like a wet look. I'm going to dry that real quick before we can move on to our next part. And Charlene did a live of this page in one of my Facebook groups. I had to catch the replay because I was working, but she did it kind of like this. I'm taking the idea again and again making it my own, adding my own things and such. So I have this huge stencil from AliExpress. I have been loving the stencils I've been getting from AliExpress, y'all. You know, because usually everything you get from AliExpress is super tiny because it comes from China. And it's all tiny stuff, but the stencils are large and I love them. Look, it doesn't even fit. It goes all the way down. It doesn't even fit on the whole page. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to boot it up here and have it come off the page, and it's going to run down the page here. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this flat. Okay, so I'm going to take my other brush, and I've got 3 inks. Let me grab some paper real quick. And just some scratch paper, so I have, put my inks here and not get it on the paper. Okay, I'm going to be using 3 different inks totally. I just went in and grabbed to see what green I had. Green Hills, and I don't know who makes this ink. There's no name on it. Green Hills ink. This is those Hampton Art inks, and these I got from Michael's. And it comes in different sets. You can get them from any art store. It's like a bright green. So I'm using that one, and then I'm going to use the Peeled Paint Distress ink. Okay, so the first one I'm going to put down is this bright green. And I'm gonna use this just in different areas. So I need to make sure that I hold this stencil firm. And it looks like, okay. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can maybe, oh, I don't have any tape with me. Let me see, I've got this, but this might, let me see if I can tape this down so it'll stay. I'm gonna tape it to my plastic up there. And I think I'm gonna tape it right there. That way I can lift my hand up. Otherwise it'll rip the page. Okay, let me see. This ink might be running out, so let me get it going. We're gonna put in certain areas and then I'm gonna try these other inks. They might just be real subtle, really faded. We'll see. Over this yellow, yeah. I'm probably moving the camera, y'all. Let me try this green real quick. See if this is a little. There we go. I want some dark areas, some lighter areas. That's why I'm going to go in with this peeled paint. I think using stencils has become my favorite thing. And using distress inks. Distress inks and stencils are my go-to now. My go-tos now, I think. I just really enjoy them. And you can get, and napkin decoupage. You can get like a really quick image fast, and it's so pretty, and it's not a lot of work, and it's just really fun to see what kind of image shows up. Oh yeah, it's showing up real well in certain areas. Oh, I see I have some twigs here. I might have to get some brown ink and do the twigs. Whew, does get to be a lot of work though, pressing hard. My arm is starting to be like, what are you doing? I worked out this morning too. And I was doing some weights and the elliptical machine and all that, and I think I'm like tuckered out. Y'all, I'm trying so hard to lose the weight I need to lose. Okay, let's go in with some. It's mostly the eating for me that's, I have to really watch my eating habits. Okay, so I'm gonna go in just certain areas now and do some darker spots because I want like a two-tone. And you're gonna see, you know, how some areas will be darker than other areas. Okay, let me grab this yellow one, and I'm gonna grab, which one is this? Walnut stain. Wipe that off a little bit, and then I'm gonna do the twigs in walnut stain. And I think there's like a twig down here. We'll see if we can get that a little brown. What else? You see any other twigs? There's one like right there. So we'll make some areas brown too. Let's see what it looks like. Let's do the great big reveal. This is like my favorite part, and I get so excited because it's always like so new to me. Ooh, look at that. Love it. I love how it just it's just subtle, but it's so pretty. Yeah, I get so excited about stuff. My husband's always laughing. He's like, you get excited about like the little teeniest, tiniest thing. I'm like, that's good. It's better than me, you having to take me on like a round the world trip to get me excited, right? It's better that I get excited about all the little stuff, but especially like this kind of stuff. Yay. Okay. Just wipe those off, put that there. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my scissors. We're gonna cut these out. I'm just gonna fussy cut them. There'll be like a little white border around her. She'll kind of pop off the page a little bit. Yeah, I told y'all, I think it was like last week. It's either Thursday or Friday. I just spent the night watching TV and fussy cutting a whole bunch of stuff out. Sometimes I love that. It's just blind, not blind, but you don't have to think about it. And like, you just cut, watch TV. You don't have to pay attention really to what you're doing. Just, cut around the image. There's no, no creation, thoughts, process, or anything. You're just cutting. And sometimes I like doing that, just mindless. That's what I meant to say, not blind, but mindless crafting. It wasn't really even crafting, it's just cutting. I can put some music on and just fussy cut all day long until my hands get tired. I know some of you say you can't fussy cut because you have arthritis or your hands hurt or whatever. I'm sure they make scissors for that, or maybe you can, just print it on clear sticker paper, and then you don't have to fussy cut so close. You can just like cut around it, and if it's on clear sticker paper, you won't see all this white. I'm trying to get kind of close because of all the white, but a lot of white's going to show anyways. So. And also this weekend, I met two cute little girls who were really interested in my junk journals. And they wanted to know how to make them, and I told them about my channel. So hello girls, I'm not sure if you're watching, but if you are, welcome. I'm so excited to have like young blood, and really, they were, I don't know how old they were, maybe 10 to 15 years old, somewhere in there. And they were just really excited about learning how to junk journal. So yes, I will be still working on my other junk journals, but while you're here, if you are watching, and you can check out how to Bible journal as well, how to collage and do a few other things. We do a variety of things on this channel, from collaging to mixed media, to Bible journaling, and junk journaling. I used to scrapbook, but now I don't really take a lot of pictures, and the pictures I do take, I don't print out anymore. It all goes onto, my memory sticks or the cloud or wherever, and the computer or just whatever. And I don't print them out a lot. I used to print out pictures a lot, and I have like 30 different scrapbooks from when my son was first born to almost now. I'm gonna cut that little, let's go in and cut these little pieces out here. But yeah, I kind of stopped scrapbooking. Now I junk journal and Bible journal and all that. I don't really do much with actual pictures anymore. But you can use all these techniques in whatever you're doing. So if you are scrapbooking, you can use a lot of these techniques on your scrapbook pages, or in your diary, or junk journaling, or mixed media pages, or on a canvas if you want to make something for your house, make some artwork for your walls or whatever. Okay, so there we go with that. So now what I'm going to do is grab some of my colored pencils, my blue ones, and let's see, gray and silver, I think. So I'm going to grab this gray one. I'm just going to kind of color this in a tad. give it some color. First, I'm going to do gray. This is like a light, this is a cool gray. Since I'm going to be using blue, I like to use cool grays. There's warm grays and cool grays. Warm grays have more of the warm colors in them. You know, like maybe it'll be more of a yellow gray, pinkish grayish. I don't know if that makes sense. Cooler grays will be have more blue tones, green tones, that kind of silver, you know, if that makes sense. I'm gonna do this. This is Blue Violet Lake. Kind of make it look like a tin can a little bit. Some areas darker than others. Again, I am just literally kind of scribbling color on here. I'm not, you know, making sure it's in the lines or anything. It's one of those, like, just kind of color it in a little bit, give it some color. And there we go, easy peasy. Just you can give it some color. Whoop. I got pencils coming out at me. Okay, let me put that. Sorry, y'all. Way over there. Okay. So we are going to put her here. So let's glue her down. So I love the fact that God gives us, each one of us, jobs to do. We're to do them to the best of our ability. But, you know, we are not responsible for how people respond to us. So for example, if you're telling somebody about God or Jesus, or you're telling somebody about Christianity or whatever, and they don't respond to you in a positive way, that is not on you. You did your job. You know, if God tells you to go speak to somebody in a store or something, you're standing in a line and you see somebody and God nudges you to say, like, go talk to them, say something to them or whatever. And you do, but you don't get that great of a response, or you don't think that your words touched them in any way whatsoever. I can tell you a couple things. Number one, first of all, it's not your responsibility how they react to you. That's God's job. God can only open hearts and minds. And you did your job. You did what God asked you to do. And then the other thing is you sometimes you think what you said or did or whatever has no impact. But I've had people tell me, like, years later, they're like, I don't know if you remember this, but you said this to me, and boy, did that make an impact in my life. You know, like, I thought on that, like, over time. So, you know, you just never know. Sometimes, you know, people need to, like, ruminate on things and think on things. Or sometimes you might say something and they'll be like, yeah, whatever or whatever. But then a few years later, or, you know, whenever, whatever you said to them might come back to them, might come back to their mind. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, someone said that to me once. And it's still with them. So that's your job, is to do what God tells you to do. But your job is not to determine how people react to that. Okay, I'm going to put little water droplets with my pen. And then I'm going to grab my blue again. I should have left this here. I'm going to do some aqua, I think this is. Blue Franc. Looks like aqua blue to me. And I'm just going to color in some of the little, it looks like my tip is gonna come off loose. Let's see, I'm gonna do some, remember I always like to do at least a couple colors to give it, it just gives it a little bit more, I don't know, depth, dimension. When you mix two colors instead of just having one color all the time, it just gives it a little bit. You might not see it, but I don't know. For me, it just does something to it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in here. So the next thing, I'm gonna grab my ruler. And let's see, I think I'm just gonna stand up and I'm just gonna just do some lines. Try to make it straight. I'm trying to see where my basket is, my bucket, my little tin can. We'll see if I need more than that. Okay, so my title, or what I really want to just remind myself, is We Plant and Water but only God. And I'm gonna put that in capitals. But only God can make the seed grow. I don't know why I started printing. And see, I can't talk and print at the same time. Can make the seed. Where's my G-R-O-W. I'm actually gonna put another one line here, and we're gonna write the address. So that is 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians, let's see. 3, 5 through 9. So we plant and water, but only God can make the seed grow. And there we go. There's our page. So let me pull this out. Pull all this off. See if I can bring it up close to y'all. I love the vine. Okay, so here's the top. Oh, actually, I wanted to put, okay, here's the little tin can. Watering her. I love her little all stuff growing out of her hair. I love that. Okay, I did have this was left over. So I have this from I think it's Illustrating Faith. It was in a package of Illustrating Faith tags. So let's see if we put this here and on top, or do we want it like over here? Which one, y'all? Kind of blends in more over there, huh? But this is like an open space. But I like this. Okay, so we're gonna put this here. That's a sticker, and then I'm gonna glue, it says grow on both sides. Glue this part down. So if you have any washi tape or anything, you can do that across the top too. Okay, so there is our finished page. Let's make sure y'all can see it. So there's the top, the grow. So thank y'all so much for joining me. Next time we're gonna work on this page. It's gonna kind of be a double spread, but this page will look totally different, but we're still gonna be focusing on this verse. We're gonna actually focus on the next verse, which is verse 9 that you are God's field, or we or I am God's field. And that kind of plays off this. Like only God can make you grow. You know, like we can help plant and water the seed. That means doing what God tells us to do and speaking out when we need to speak out, or befriending someone that he nudges us to befriend, or to say something to somebody that we feel like he's calling us to say. So whatever that is, that's our planting and watering, but only God can make the seed grow. Only God can change our hearts, change our minds, that kind of thing. So that's not your responsibility. That's God's responsibility. Your responsibility is to just do what God tells you to do. So we're going to play off that. And then next time we're going to play off that we are God's field. And we're going to be using those other flowers that we made. So thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Have a very blessed day. Bye.